And we go now to our ongoing story, the protracted transfer saga of Jose Eduardo Alfresco Sobrino de las Fuerzas Silva de Rocha, who has just arrived at Manchester Airport. Let's go live to our man at the airport, Simon Sawyer.
Yes, thanks Nick. I'm here at
You've got toothpaste on your tie there, mate.
It's okay, I'm on the radio.
Why are you wearing a tie then?
Thanks Nick. You join me here at Manchester Airport, where Jose Eduardo Alfresco Sobrino de las Fuerzas Silva de Rocha, or simply Alan, has just passed through the terminal building with his entourage. His only words to the media: "It is my lifelong dream to play for Manchester United." That was before getting into a car bound, one can only imagine, for United's Carrington training ground to undergo a medical. That really just a formality now, as Alan looks certain to realise his dream and become a United player this afternoon.
Now, Blackpool manager Ian Holloway has bought Dagenham Dave from the album Southpaw Grammar by Morrissey. Holloway is said to be a fan of the ex-Smiths singer and wanted the single on 7-inch vinyl, but has had to settle for cassette tape.
Liverpool have sold Jose Benayoun's winning goal against Fulham from a match played last season. The goal has been sold to Newcastle United, who will use it in the 2-2 draw against Everton in November, affecting the outcome of the 2008-2009 Premiership table, changing results, league positions and fans' memories accordingly, meaning that Newcastle may now not have been relegated after all. It's a move that former Clive Allen says could throw statistics all over the place in the whole of football, and it's a move that Birmingham City chairman David Gold describes as potentially cataclysmic.
Now, Arsenal still hoping to re-sign Patrick Vieira from Inter Milan, and the Gunners' history will be auctioned off today in a final bid to help fund the move. Chairman Peter Hill-Wood has placed a hefty price on the entire collection of Arsenal fans' memories, insisting that this is a necessity to help drive the club forward, and that fans should stop being piss all the time and get behind the club, please.
Now, David Bentley's proposed loan move to Hull has been called off. Bentley has been trapped in snow since arriving to training this morning with Spurs. However, Fulham are said to be attempting a last-ditch bid and an effort to get him out of the snow and down to Craven Cottage before the end of the deadline. We'll give you more news on that as it develops.
Now, with just 45 minutes to go before the window closes, we're hearing that there's been a dramatic development in the Alan transfer. Over to Simon Sawyer, who is now at the JJB Stadium.
Nick, unbelievable. Alan was at Carrington to undergo a medical, seen as merely a formality by both player and of course club, but the results of the medical have revealed that the player is not human. Manchester United Chief Executive David Gill told us, "There is no way we can proceed with the transfer of this player in light of these findings. In fact, we recommend that he be captured and destroyed at the earliest opportunity."
But Simon, why the JJB Stadium?
Well Nick, the latest chapter of this unbelievable saga, Alan left United's training ground. His only words before re-entering the car he had arrived in: "I am on my way to fulfil my lifelong dream of signing for Wigan Athletic." It is understood that Dave Whelan has told close friends, "Who cares if he isn't human? Neither am I." And Alan is on the verge of signing a 5-year contract for the Lancashire club. News just reaching us here, we're hearing that Fulham have withdrawn any interest of pursuing David Bentley, who is currently stuck under snow just outside Tottenham headquarters. Staff apparently doing all they can to lift him out of the snow. We'll keep you up to date with that, but for now it looks as though one way or another David Bentley will be staying at Spurs.
Now, some late business potentially for Everton fans, as 24 Sports understands they have offered 500 milk cartons and free tickets to Bill Kenwright's next theatre production for Dwight York of Sunderland. It is understood that Sunderland were initially favourable to the deal, but have since stopped being a football club, leaving the deal in jeopardy.
Now Southampton supporters get excited. Southampton have announced the signing of Rupert Lowe. He will be paraded at St Mary's tomorrow in front of supporters and chairman Rupert Lowe, who will orchestrate the viewing by the use of mirrors and steam.
Chelsea are attempting to sign Sully Montari from Inter Milan before the 5 o'clock deadline. However, Chief Executive Graham Claphand is said to have severe arthritis and cannot complete the forms. Club Secretary Angela Gladstone has released a statement saying, "We're assisting him as best we can. We are providing all our support, but we cannot do the paperwork for him."
And there's just in speculation all day that the transfer deadline would be extended due to the snow that has brought the country to a grinding halt today, while the FA confirming that the transfer deadline could be postponed until the 2nd of September due to the adverse weather conditions. The deadline has been hit hard by 5 inches of snow and is said to be barely visible by Chief Executive Mark Wolfberger. Only a few minutes remain till the transfer deadline, and news is coming to us thick and fast. Roy Hodgson has broken his silence with just a minute to go before the window closes. A statement on the Fulham website from Hodgson: "Trees are great." Elsewhere, Martin Clunes has infected Javier Saviola with cancer. Bad luck, says the men behaving badly star.
Yes, Aston Villa have signed Glenn Little from Portsmouth for an estimated £3 million. Martin O'Neill's said to be distraught with the signing, admitting that he pressed the wrong buttons as the transfer window was coming to a close.
In the Championship, Crewe Alexandra have gone into administration following the signing of Dougie Freedman from Southend United. Freedman said to have been very demanding over contract talks, which have resulted in crippling debt for the club. Chairman John Bowler has since left his position, claiming he was mentally ill, but he's now said to be feeling much better since returning home. You may remember that story we broke last Monday suggesting the club may be contaminated. Possible link there.
Sir Alex Ferguson has reacted to Roy Hodgson's comments a moment ago by releasing a counter-statement calling the Fulham boss a nuisance and a pest.
And a couple of headlines here. Matthew Taylor has converted to Islam following spells with Catholicism and Orthodox Judaism.
Michael Ballack has gout, that one from the Evening Standard.
And a huge story breaking here. Liverpool are preparing a £40 million bid to lure David Villa to the club. But we're now hearing it's too late, and we believe the transfer window is now closed. Rafa Benitez said to be very disappointed at the board's hesitation there. Well, we were due to show you live pictures of that deadline, of course, but as we mentioned earlier, the deadline has been hit hard by the weather. But the news just reaching us here is that it is now officially closed.
And an odd story just coming through on that subject, Julian. Sven-Göran Eriksson apparently has broken his arm. He sustained the injury when the transfer window closed on it in the past few minutes. He is en route to hospital for x-rays.
Well, it's incredible, isn't it? All sorts of things happening on deadline day. Never ceases to surprise you, does it?
Certainly never dull.
Well, coming up, we have all the reaction to today's transfers, including opinions from Richard Armitage, who will join us live in the studio. Don't go away, we'll be back after the break.